healthy living. It's the prescription drug equivalent of an earthquake. Lipitor, the best-selling drug ever, goes generic at midnight tonight, and it will be a huge loss in profits for the company that makes it, Pfizer, but big savings for the 8.7 million Americans who take it. ABC's health and medical editor, Dr. Richard Besser, is right here with us now. So how much savings on average for the person taking Lipitor?
It's a lot, and it starts tomorrow. Most patients pay $30 to $50 as a copay every month for Lipitor. That's going to drop to an average of $10 a month. Enormous drop. And then in 6 months, there's going to be more companies making the generic form. It may drop to as low as $4 a month. We're going to see people who are on more expensive drugs like Crestor being switched over to Lipitor.
But generic ingredients are not always exactly the same as the name brand ingredients. Is this just as effective, and is it safe?
Well, I'm a big fan of generics. When a lot of people think about generics, they think about products in the supermarket, spaghetti sauce that they may not like the flavor of. Generic drugs, the active ingredient has to be identical. There may be some fillers in there that are a little bit differently, but for most patients, it will make no difference whatsoever. It will be just as effective.
Okay, Dr. Richard Besser, way.
2020 Corolla should check just about everybody's boxes. Here's 5 things you need to know. The 2020 Corolla borrows its face from the also new Corolla hatch to excellent effect, getting rid of the old insect-like look of the previous generation, while the sedan shape out back is nice and inoffensive. My sporty XSE tester rocks more aggressive bumpers, in addition to a unique set of rocker panels and a rear spoiler. Inside, there's boatloads of both visibility and legroom on offer, and I'm especially a fan of the sport seats with their blue cloth inserts. Toyota's TNGA platform just feels right in the Corolla, offering impressive quality in all manner of road conditions, even with the 18-inch wheels, thin tires, and sportier suspension on my XSE tester. The SE and XSE trims utilize the Corolla Hatches engine, a 2-liter inline-4 good for 169 horsepower and 151 pound-feet of torque. It's brisk enough to feel fun, but it's still plenty smooth thanks in part to a unique direct shift CVT. The only real downside here is wind and road noise, which happens to be copious. My XSE tester comes standard with 2 large screens. Right in front of my face is a 7-inch screen that offers up not only the speed, but various bits of information about various parts of the car. In addition to that, I also have the big honkin' 8-inch guy here for my infotainment system. Standard kit on the XSE includes Apple CarPlay, both Sirius XM and HD radio, Amazon Alexa compatibility, and 2 USB ports for the front row. Android Auto, on the other hand, is both notably and regrettably absent, as is any sort of USB connectivity for the rear seats. It may not lead the segment, but the Corolla's optional 2-liter does put out some pretty impressive fuel economy figures. The EPA rates it at 31 mpg city and 38 highway, but with a little bit of finessing, I was able to get closer to 33 city and almost 40 highway. Opt for the cheaper, less powerful engine, and you will see your MPG drop slightly. Changing the transmission from the CVT to an optional manual will also negatively affect those sweet, sweet MPGs. The sporty XSE trim is the most expensive non-hybrid Corolla on offer, but it's still pretty affordable. Even with a posh $249 set of carpeted floor mats installed, my tester clocked in at a pretty affordable.
It's for the children. I'm a role model.
It makes sense that a humble man like Picard would be irked by the exaggerated impression that Enterprise's kids have of their captain. But Picard Day is endured for Star Trek fans because of it. Sir Patrick Stewart's noble hero embodies our greatest hope for what Starfleet and Star Trek itself aspires to be.
If the cause is just and honorable, they are prepared to give their lives.
Each of Star Trek's captains help embody the franchise's loftiest ideals. The devil-may-care heroics of Kirk, Archer's fallible humanity, Janeway's curiosity, and Sisko's heart. But the reason we love Picard so much is that he seemingly, almost impossibly, encapsulates all those ideals in a single indomitable man. He's a scientist,
Mystery,
an explorer, a diplomat, an ambassador, a patron of the arts, be they the classics or the pulpier stylings of Dixon Hill.
The bellboy suit. Are you moonlighting at the Fairmont?